Welcome to the sports segment of the HGP Nightly News. I'm Sean Embrach. We tell you now that 4-year and onward plans for sports outlined by President Granger. The president made the disclosure at the Guyana Olympic Awards ceremony last Friday. We have the details in this report. The popular all-inclusive model is the workable solution that is preferred over and above the now defunct elitist model, President Granger outlined.
That sport in Guyana has had an elitist history and has not always been populist in character. Sport in the 18th and 19th centuries was organized on the basis of class and race, and the participation of persons of color in sport was often discouraged. The use of certain sports facilities by persons of color was also restricted. What I call the populist model of sport is essential if we are to provide the greatest number of our people with the widest range of opportunities to become champions.
Overgrown and deteriorating sports facilities across the country is saddening, and we must re-examine the way athletes are being produced and find a better way. President Granger recommended the indigenous model.
And I have a personal example and personal exposure to sports teams, both male and female, in the Upper Mazaruni, where I go every August. The villages of Arau, of Chinoeng, of Imbaimedai, of Viseneru, of Jawal, of Kako, Camaran, Purima, Philippi, Kwebenan, Buramadang. These villages, poor indigenous villages, assemble every year to participate in the Upper Mazaruni district games without direction from central government. But there's something called the Upper Mazaruni District Sports Council. And when you see those teams of indigenous young people, and sometimes even nursing mothers, dressed like Barcelona and Arsenal, sight to see each village with its own pavilion, with its own flag, proudly, no hostility, no fierceness, but having fun. Sometimes people walk for 2-3 days to get to the venue. Every year the venue changes. 1 year Jawala, 1 year Kako, 1 year Ramadan, 1 year Cameroon. But it brings together persons who are prepared to stay there 1 week. Most of them are 7 days, so they don't do anything on Saturdays. They start on Sunday and end on Friday. But this is a model, an indigenous model that produces footballers and other athletes. And I wish that some of them could afford to come to Georgetown and give some of the coastland teams a run for the money. This is a model I feel that is worthy of emulation, in which groups of villages, ordinary people, could compete on a friendly basis year after year. This is what I feel, and this is what I call the populist model.
The spin-off of that model guarantees results.
The district games is a grassroots, community-based tournament. It promotes the development, and I would say the healthy development of the talents of the villagers, while fostering greater community identity and inter-community unity.
Among other recommendations, state-of-the-art stadium for every region is the preferred project. Sports produce unity, community cohesion, and contributes to a healthy lifestyle, the president remarked. Caribbean Basketball Championship news. Guyana male under 16 will be in Group B and the female in Group A after the conclusion of the pool draw on Sunday last at the Carol Lodge.
Zone B, Patrick and I, we will draw Zone A, Zone B, and then after the 8th team is drawn, Guyana will choose the zone, which zone they prefer to be in, if they prefer to be Zone A. So as the host, we're going to give Guyana the option to choose the zones.
President of CBC, Glenn Clark. Nigel Lines, president of the Guyana Amateur Basketball Federation, selected Group B for the male team and A for the female.
And we look forward to the continued support of the government, and then we will be reaching out to corporate Guyana and the non-governmental organizations to ensure that the CBC Youth Championships, that Guyana does exceptionally well. And based on the draw, I feel some confidence that we'll be in the semi-finals at the minimum, and hopefully we can win one or both of them.
The Guyana male team is grouped with Aruba, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica, while the female team pools consist of British Virgin Islands, Barbados, and Antigua. The CBC Under-16 tournament commences July 4th and concludes July 9th for the males and July 12th to the 16th for the females. FA Senior League winds down, the title race becomes interesting. Details from Calvin Chapman.
In results from the penultimate day of play, Saturday at the Grove Playfield, Agricola Red Triangle edged Suzdike Falcons 3-2, while Kuru Kuru Warriors hammered Diamond United 8-2. Agricola ended the match with 9 players following red cards to Lionel Rover in the 55th and Mark Phillips in the 90th minute. Suzdike couldn't make the one-man advantage work for them as Agricola played as if they had their full court of players. The Lower East Bank side took the early lead when Sheldon Williams scored in the 28th minute. Then, 8 minutes into the second half, Suzdike managed 2 goals to take back the lead. Agricola evened the game in the 62nd through captain Winston Rollins via a penalty, and he sealed it in the 71st minute to complete the comeback. Saturday's opening game produced the biggest win for the Warriors, playing in their last league match. The Kuru Kuru Warriors team, which placed second in the inaugural Beach Soccer League 2 Sundays ago, were aggressive from kickoff to dispose of the Diamond United side 8-2. Rakesh Hemnot instigated the rout with a brace in the first 18 minutes.
And finally, in our sportscast, the annual Mayor's Cup football tournament, which was scheduled to kick off May 2 at the Victoria Ground, was pushed to Thursday instead because of the inclement weather being experienced in and around Georgetown. Weather permitting, in the first doubleheader, Thursday will see Golden Grove battling Grove High Tech of East Bank Demerara, while Anse Grove will go up against Team Bakewell of Buxton. The teams in the tournament will be battling for the Mayor's Cup and cash prizes of $700,000, $300,000, $200,000 and $100,000 first to fourth finishers, respectively. And that concludes our sportscast. Now for a look at the weather.